I cried 3 times and I knew it was over. I knew my professional tennis career was coming to an end. My name is Jeff Salzenstein. I'm a leadership speaker and performance coach, and I help leaders and high performers own their zone. And one of the reasons why I'm qualified to help people is the journey that I went on as a professional tennis player. There were so many ups and downs, and I can remember vividly, like it was yesterday, how much I struggled in the last month of my professional tennis career. I cried 3 times during that month. The first time that I cried, I was in Indian Wells, California at the BNP Paribas Open. And I was playing against a young Italian, Andrea Seppi. I'm 33 years old. He's 20, 21 years old. And he beat the snot out of me. He beat me so bad. I had no chance. 6-2, 6-1. I come off the court and I'm devastated because, when you're 33 and you're hanging on for dear life, trying to make a buck, trying to get your ranking up, the ranking had dropped. It's lonely when you're losing that bad and you're losing to the young up-and-comers because it's like the game is passing you by and you can feel it. You can feel it in your bones. And I remember going to have lunch with my ex-girlfriend. She lived in Indian Wells. And we went for lunch and she held space for me and I cried. I was like, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. So fast forward another 7 days, 10 days, and the next tournament on the the glamorous pro tennis journey, I fly down to Florida. There's a challenger event, which is just below the top level of pro tennis. And it's in preparation of another large event, the Miami Open. I'm going to this qualifying match, in this qualifying round in Sunrise, Florida. I remember driving from the housing with the family that I was staying with, driving down to Sunrise, and on the Florida Turnpike, I just start crying again, second time. And the reason I was crying this time is I knew that my father and my beloved grandmother were going to be at that match. And there was this feeling inside of me, like every cell of my body had this feeling that, it might be the last time that they would ever see me play professional tennis again. When you just have that feeling, it's in your gut, it's in your heart. It's beyond the rational mind. Well, I had this feeling. And the reason why it was so emotional for me is because, one, I was scared. What do you do as a pro tennis player when you've never had a real job and you feel like it might be coming to an end? You feel like you're failing, even though on the outside people think that you're successful and you're winning and you're following your dream of pro tennis. All things are true. And the other side of the equation is you're devastated because you're losing and you don't know what's next and there's a lot of fear. But also because my father was my first coach. He put the racket in my hand when I was 4 years old. He went on that journey with me. He didn't know that I was thinking about quitting. He didn't know that it was coming to an end, but I knew he was going to be there. So I go play that match. I lose the match, and sure enough, that was the last time my father ever saw me play professional tennis. Fast forward another week. I go to the next tournament, this time in Tallahassee, Florida. The power of threes, right? I'm playing qualifying round in another challenger event. I get through the qualifying. So I'm actually playing great tennis, inspired tennis, figuring out a few things with my game. And my coach, Joseph O'Dwyer, the Mad Celt, we called him, from Dublin, Ireland. Born on St. Patrick's Day. It's all true. Loves his U2. He was the coach that helped me break the top 100 in the world. So I had my father that got me started, and then I had my coach that helped me break the top 100. He showed me a few tricks, a few secrets. He helped me with my mind game, helped me to visualize, helped me with some of my shots, ways of seeing the game. He came to watch me play because he was living nearby. He comes to watch me play in my first round match after I had qualified, and I lost in the first round. I come off the court. I'm sitting in an empty racquetball court next to the tennis courts, and we're sitting together. And he used to call me Seagull. I go, Seagull, mate, you're playing incredible tennis. You can get back to the top 100 in the world. And I looked at him, tears in my eyes. I don't think I can keep doing this anymore, Joe. I don't think I have it in me. And he just nodded his head, just supporting me. And I'm just crying. I just have tears streaming down my face. My professional tennis career brought me to tears 3 times in the last month of playing. It was probably one of the most intense experiences of my life. It was like a shedding of all of this emotion that was built up. Probably a combination, we know it was a combination of burnout, sadness, some grief, depression, anxiety, all of it wrapped up into one. Feeling alone. How does that relate to you? Well, as leaders, as high performers, if we are achieving, if we're striving, if we're going after the next thing, scaling a business, if we're wanting to achieve these goals, we are going to be faced with some version of what I just shared. Transition, not knowing what's next, the uncertainty, the fear, the stress, the sleepless nights, the losing. There is so much losing in pro tennis, and there's so much losing in business and entrepreneurship and in leadership. And it's how you navigate those tough times, how you move through it, how you develop the resilience to deal with it. And at that time, I didn't really feel like I had it. I'm human. I bleed. I sweat, just like everybody else. So when we go through these hard times, these moments of transition where we don't know what's coming next and we're filled with fear, there is an opportunity. There's an opportunity to be aware of what's happening, to surround ourselves with incredible people as we're going through it. And I had that in those 3 episodes when I cried. I had an ex-girlfriend who became a friend that cared. I had my father and my grandmother who cared and loved me. I had my coach that believed in me. So I had a space to be able to share those emotions and those feelings. So once you have that awareness, you focus on knowing what's happening, and then you learn how you can navigate and regulate yourself through those times. And that involves, owning your zone is about making sure that you take care of your body, your mind, and your heart through this entire process. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But all of us will be faced with these transitions, these defining moments. And that's the true test of getting back to that foundation of owning our zone, restoring the body, rewiring the mind, and reconnecting the heart. That's how we can move through these tough times and these transitions. And I'm here for it.